Hello, my name is Tshombe Miles, and today I'd like to give a presentation on King and Queen's Day. King and Queen's Day is a celebration that we see throughout the African diaspora. A celebration, a pageant of food, of clothing, music, dance, all of this we see on King and Queen's Day. Um, this story starts in Africa, in the Congo, or what was then the Congo Empire. The Congo Empire was a Christian empire. Upon meeting the Portuguese in the late 1400s, the African elite of the Congo decided to adopt Catholicism, but on their own terms, in a way in which they would maintain their African traditions. They were fascinated, they liked Catholicism, so they adopted it as a religion. And so much so that they were recognized by the Pope in Italy. Nevertheless, one of the fascinating aspects of it was the knowledge of forming lay Catholic fraternities. Unfortunately, over time, many of the Congo people would become slaves, but they would take their knowledge to the New World. And thus, we can see wherever these people existed, them collaborating with other African people in creating King and Queen's Day. And it was a remembrance of their history in the Congo. But for other Africans, it was a remembrance of their African past. And depending where they were, there were celebrations that were performed through music, through dance, through theatrical performances, including with swords, if permitted, or reenactments of the strength and the power of the Congo people, which in turn was a stand-in for the wider African diaspora. This history, we can see, was produced in places like New York, Rhode Island, right, in the Carolinas, and of course in Louisiana, where it is continued to be practiced in their carnival, what we call Mardi Gras. But it doesn't stop there. We see these performances in the Caribbean. We see in Trinidad and Tobago during Carnival, these king and queen performances. We see in the Spanish Americas, the former colonized Spanish Empire, today is Uruguay, all over we see these king and queens practices, and probably most famous in Brazil. We see in Carnival in Pernambuco, king and queens, they celebrated during Carnival now, and it's called America too. And we see versions of that in other places in Brazil as well. This is a really important celebration for people of African ancestry because it shows the ways in which ideas were circulated throughout the Americas, right? These are African people bringing these ideas through their fraternities, people coming together, organizing this throughout the African diaspora. Why is this so important? I mean, why is this celebration meaningful? Well, I think it's meaningful because it shows how African people are not just haphazardly separated by the nation state. Many of our ideas have circulated over time throughout the Americas and even in Europe. This particular celebration gave us joy. It gave us a sense of identity and community. Many of the fraternities that created uh, King and Queen's Day also did other things within the communities. They helped bury their people. Often during slavery, these fraternities helped raise money to free slaves. So it's a testament to what was something happening through the African diaspora, a circulation of ideas that go beyond the nation state and show a commonality of a people. And I think this is what's so important. And I think this is something we should think about, how African people have shared ideas through the diaspora, and how that has helped shape and form us as a people beyond the nation. Thank you.